If you haven't looked at your calendar, we are just under 38 days until the 2024 presidential election. While candidates are concerned about what's at stake within the vote, political offices are thinking about what's at stake in your yard. Our Sananda McCall joins us with more details. Hey, Sananda.
Hey, Cammie. Well, as we get closer to the election, those political yard signs ranging from 6 inches tall to even 48 inches are speaking loud, campaigning for not only the president's seat, but also for our local races. But what's really the point of these signs?
Some of it's name recognition. Everybody knows who's running for president, but not everybody knows who's running for the House.
And with the help of buttons, t-shirts, and even those flashy yard signs.
Signs are a bonus. You know, people see that it's positive reinforcement, and they see their candidate's sign out there, and they it makes them feel good.
The Minnesota DFL set up shop outside of its Rochester office for its pop-up event, selling merchandise to promote its members on this year's ballot.
Initially, there was a shortage of Harris Walls signs, and we started a waiting list because there was a huge demand, and we were even taking Biden Harris signs and cutting them in half.
I asked a Harris Walls supporter why he thinks this year's election may be bringing people out to buy these campaign products in droves. He says aside from the VP candidate being one of Minnesota's own,
I've hoped all along I could live to see the first woman president, and I think this year we're going to get to see that.
But Fredrickson wasn't at the pop-up Friday for himself.
But a friend of mine that lives in Canada called me up and asked me to pick up some t-shirts and hats and buttons to send up there. The Harris Walls National Store, you can buy from them, but they don't ship out of country.
The DFL pop-up comes after the Republicans of Olmsted County opened its office in Rochester on Saturday, aiming to turn Minnesota red again for the first time in decades. I reached out to the Olmsted County GOP, who said at this time their political signs are free of charge.
You ready? We didn't go through their one.
In the meantime, Swanson says while the signs are a bonus and informative, the party also relies on canvassing to get the vote. And I'm told that during the pop-up that the DFL held at the Minnesota State Fair, $500,000 worth of merchandise was sold. And the Republican Party of Minnesota also had a booth at the State Fair, buzzing with sales to promote its candidates. Cammie?
All right, Sananda, thank you. And a fun fact, our marketing people probably know this, the most effective political signs have been the ones with just the candidate's name. They act pretty similar to billboards, so keeping the message simple is easier to catch the eye when passing by.